welcome back to Bookish.Taylor. I am Taylor, and today I'm here to bring you my mid-year freak out tag. Now, all of the questions are going to be down below, and I am also going to link the creator down below. I saw this on Amanda from A Court of Books and Love. Her video will be down below. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive on in. So there are 15 questions, and I have a handful of books because the very last question, I can't just pick one, so I have 6 because I have no chill. Anyway, so the first question is the best book that you have read so far. I'm going to go with Storm Siren by Mary Weber. This is a book that I had read, I think in like March or April, and holy cow, I loved it so much. It took me a second to get into, but once I was in, I was in. So this is very much my favorite book that I have read this year, and I'm so glad that I picked it up on a whim. This follows a young girl by the name of Nim, and she is a storm siren, meaning she can call storms. So if she is made to be angry or just a lot of emotion, storms show up. The angrier she is, the darker and more severe the storm. So it's just her as she has been, I believe she's on her 14th slave owner because she is sold into slavery, and as she is picked up, she's picked up by a countess, and there's just a whole bunch of like a whole mess of stuff going on, and I devoured this. It was so good. Question number 2 is the best sequel you have read, and I'm gonna go with Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. I haven't read very many sequels this year besides manga volumes, but physical novel wise, this is definitely the best sequel that I have read, and oh my god, this entire duology is just, it has consumed my life, and I love it so much. I will not go into this, but I know that this picks up about 10 days after Six of Crow ends, and oh, it's so good. I listened to this on the audiobook, and I'm so glad I did because I was just fully immersed and just was able to block out everything and just listen and just enjoy. But anyway, I love this. Number 3 is a new release that you haven't read yet, and the whole reason I have this is because of the amazing Amanda from A Court of Books and Love. She is just, she is one of my best and dearest friends, and she actually pre-ordered Legendary by Stephanie Garber for me, and I'm so excited. Hopefully I'm gonna get to this soon, but I'm so excited. I think this is Donatella, who is Scarlett's sister, and Scarlett was the main character of Caraval. I believe this is going to be following Donatella during their time at Caraval, so I'm really excited. Number 4 is the book that you are most anticipating for later half of 2018, and I'm actually really excited for the third and final book in the Frostblood saga, and that is going to be Nightblood by Ellie Blake. Holy cow, I absolutely loved Frostblood. I think I read it late 2017, and I loved it so much, and I knew that I was going to be buying whatever Ellie Blake creates in the rest of her life because holy cow, it's so good. So Nightblood's going to be released, I believe, in August or October. I don't know. I have no idea, but I know that it comes out soon, and I'm really excited, and I will have the actual release date right over here, and I'm so excited. Number 5 is your biggest disappointment, and the biggest disappointment is actually the very first book that I read in 2018. It's Black Lies by Alessandra Torre. This was for the Book Hangover Book Club. It's a smutty book club ran by Chelsea from Chelsea Dellings Reads, as well as Julie from Pages and Pens, and I hated that book. It was a 1 star. I would have given it 0.25 stars if possible because I hated it so much. Number 6 is going to be the biggest surprise, and I actually don't own this book anymore, but the biggest surprise for me was The Wicked Deep by Shay Earnshaw. So the story itself and the writing was beautiful. It just didn't connect with me, so I think that's why I was surprised, was I had expected to just completely, totally adore this book, but I didn't. So I think that's what made it so surprising for me, was just the fact that I was just kind of like, meh. It was okay. I think I gave it like a 3.75, which is higher than, if thinking about it now, I'd totally just give it a 3. But yeah, I really was surprised that I didn't like it as much as I thought I would. Number 7 is a favorite new author, and I'm going to go with Mary Weber. She is the author of the Storm Siren trilogy. I love this book, and I love her like writing style. So I actually have the other two books in this trilogy, which are Siren's Fury and Siren's Song. And then I also picked up I believe it's a kind of sci-fi duology that she has out. So I'm really excited to pick that up. But she's another one of those authors that I recently discovered, and it's like, holy cow, where have you been? I'm gonna buy everything that you ever write. Number 8 is going to be your newest fictional crush, and I'm gonna have to go with Michael Larson. He goes by a different name during his time at an escort service. Yeah, he is the main love interest in The Kiss Quotient by Helen Hong, and oh, I love him so much. I don't want to give too much away, but that follows a girl by the name of Stella. She is actually on the autism spectrum. She hires an escort to get better at romance. And the escort that she hires is actually Michael. And he is just, he's wonderful. I love him. And he's so good for her. I love them. Number 9, your new favorite fictional character. It is Kaz Brecker. Kaz Brecker definitely in this book is much more like swoon worthy and like, oh, my heart hurts, because I love him. He is such a wonderful character. He's so just problematic, and he's just so dark and so like mysterious, and just, I love him. He's amazing. Number 10 is the book that made you cry. Crooked Kingdom has made me cry. It made me happy, sad, I bawled. Just the like full range of emotions with this book, really. I loved it. I think this was the first book that made me cry, and I think it's actually the only book that's made me cry this year. So good job, Leigh Bardugo. You make me cry. Number 11 is a book that made you happy. Starry Eyes by Jen Bennett made me infinitely happy. I read this in a really quick, I think I read it in like 2 sittings. I absolutely loved that book, and holy cow, it was so good. It was so fast, and it just, it's so good. It follows a girl by the name of Zora. She goes by Zori, and she actually is I believe she's getting ready to be a senior, and she wants to be astrophysicist. She is crushing, kind of, not really on, well, no, she's crushing. She's just really mad about it, on this boy by the name of Lennon, and he actually lives across the street from her, and they end up going camping with a group of friends, and those friends ditch. So it is actually just Zora and Lennon trying to get to this giant astrophysicist gathering that's happening, and it's just so good. I loved that book so much. Number 12 is actually supposed to be your favorite film to book adaptation that you have seen so far, and I haven't really seen many. I have seen Ready Player One, and that is by no means my favorite. And I can't really say that it's my favorite because, but I didn't want to choose a movie for this because I really haven't seen many this year so far. So, yeah, I just kind of left it blank. Number 13 is your favorite video that you have filmed so far this year, and by far my most enjoyable video that I have filmed. It's a 5-to-1 Friday. If you don't know what 5-to-1 Friday is, the announcement is going to be linked down below, and I will also have this video linked down below, but it is the 5-to-1 Friday for our favorite anime, and that was so much fun to film. So I really enjoyed that one because it's just me geeking out about anime. It's really cool. Number 14 is the most beautiful book that you have gotten so far, and by far, this is just, it's stunning to me. It's everything I could have ever wanted, and plus, it is personalized and signed, so that makes it gorgeous. I am really excited to read this. If you don't know, this is Furyborn by Claire Legrand. This has been everywhere. It's also got deckled edges, which, awesome. I don't really know much about this, but holy shit, I'm so excited for this. This is so up my alley. This is so me. I just can't even begin. I'm so excited. The last question is question 15, and it is, what book do you need to read by the end of 2018? And I have 6 books here that I need to read, so I'm just going to start. The first one is the sequel to Frostblood by Ellie Blake. This is Fireblood. This is the second book, so I can't really give a synopsis, but I really need to read this by the time Nightblood comes out later this year because it's the last one and I need to read it, and oh my god, it's so pretty. Next up is Thunderhead by Neil Shusterman. I have read Scythe. I've read it twice. I absolutely loved it. I can't wait to read this. This takes place, I believe, a year or so has passed since the end of Scythe, so I cannot wait to pick this up, and I'm going to be doing it soon for sure because I need to read this. Next up is Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. This is easily another one of the more beautiful books that I have gotten this year. I don't know much of what this is about, but it's made its rounds, and I have heard that it is completely stunning inside and out, so I cannot wait to get to this. Next up is Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I need to read this because I've heard nothing but good things about it, and I love Holly Black, and I really freaking enjoyed The Darkest Part of the Forest by her, and I believe this is kind of like a spin-off side story from that series. I'm not sure how it fits, but I really do want to read this, and I want to read it soon. It's going to be Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. I believe the last book in this trilogy, Dark Dawn, I think is the next one, comes out in November, I think. And I really want to read this as well as God's Grave later this year before that comes out because I've heard nothing but wonderful dark things about this book, and holy cow, it's assassins and badass ladies. So yeah, give me, yes please, thank you. And lastly, one of my most anticipated books this year is finally out, and I am so freaking happy to have it, and that is A Reaper at the Gates by Sabaa Tahir. This is book 3 in it's the Ember and Ashes series, and I think that there's one more coming out, but holy cow, I am so ready for this. I am ready to just sob and have my heart broken a million different ways. I can't wait to read this, and I'm definitely going to be reading this year, like for sure. That is going to be my mid-year freakout tag. I want to know, what is the book that made you cry? I'm really curious. Out of the books that you have read so far in 2018, which one has made you cry? Like I said, Crooked Kingdom, Leigh Bardugo, she makes me cry. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye!